This is a developing story of faith, power, and betrayal. Today, we uncover the details behind the arrest of two prominent church leaders accused of running a multi-state forced labor and money laundering operation worth $50 million. These events have shaken communities across the United States and sparked a deeper conversation about the limits of trust, the misuse of faith, and the devastating impact of exploitation. According to federal prosecutors, DavidETaylor and Michelle Brannon operated under the banner of the Kingdom of God Global Church, formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries International. Authorities allege that, for years, they lured followers with promises of meaningful ministry work, only to force them into unpaid labor. The indictment claims that many recruits were told their work would help fund charitable causes such as providing clean water or aiding survivors of human trafficking. Instead, investigators say the donations went toward a life of luxury, including high-end cars, expansive mansions, designer goods, and extravagant travel. In multiple states, including Michigan, Missouri, Florida, and Texas, church-run call centers became the backbone of the operation. Victims have described being pressured to make relentless fundraising calls for hours on end, living in cramped ministry housing, or even sleeping at the call centers themselves. Some individuals served as what the church called armor bearers, assigned to personal service for Taylor around the clock. This role allegedly involved cooking, cleaning, running errands, and fulfilling any demand without question. Prosecutors allege these workers endured sleep deprivation, food restrictions, and the constant threat of spiritual consequences if they failed to meet expectations. The scope of the alleged scheme was vast. Investigators say the operation generated roughly $50 million since 2014, using both deception and coercion to maintain control over followers. In one striking example, federal agents seized a 28,000-square-foot mansion in Tampa's exclusive Avila neighborhood during coordinated raids. Charges against the defendants include conspiracy to commit forced labor itself, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Each charge carries the potential for up to 20 years in prison, along with heavy fines. If convicted, both could face decades behind bars and the forfeiture of significant assets. For survivors, these arrests represent the first step toward justice, though the emotional toll remains heavy. Many say they are still working to rebuild their lives, reclaim their independence, and heal from the psychological scars of the experience. Advocacy groups have stepped forward, offering legal aid, counseling, and public support to those affected. This case has also sparked public debate about accountability in religious institutions. While freedom of faith remains a cornerstone of American values, it is becoming increasingly clear that oversight and transparency are essential when religious authority is used to control and exploit. The story of DavidETaylor and Michelle Brannon is far from over. Court proceedings will reveal more details in the coming months, and the outcome will set an important precedent for how the law addresses abuse within religious settings. If these allegations are proven true, they serve as a sobering reminder that exploitation can take root anywhere, even within institutions meant to inspire hope and moral guidance. The victim's bravery in coming forward has brought these hidden abuses into the light, ensuring that more people become aware of the warning signs of manipulation and coercion. As this case unfolds, it calls on communities, lawmakers, and faith leaders to protect the vulnerable and uphold the principles of justice. The conversation does not end with an arrest. It must continue until safeguards are in place to prevent this kind of betrayal from happening again. This has been your in-depth report on a case that blends faith, trust, and power, and the consequences when that trust is broken. Stay informed, stay critical, and stay compassionate toward those whose voices need to be heard. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more no-filter news.